Okay, so you think Nintendo's got too many different controllers. Every console gets its new controller. That's what we always hear. That's what everybody always says. New controller and a new console, always, right? Kind of. You gotta look back at the past. When the NES came out, it was kind of the first major home console for Nintendo. Gaming was primitive, so there weren't many buttons or options or anything. So of course, over time, there's gonna be more coming out. Of course, gaming took a step up. Better graphics, more stuff to do in games, just more innovation. Four more buttons were added, so of course that came into play. I mean, any game console, Sony and Microsoft, when they had their first home consoles, their controls were really different. A little bit was added, but nowadays there's just slight tweaks here. Nintendo does kind of keep changing a bit. So when the N64 came out, that was the joystick era. It was a good controller at the time, but looking back at it now, it was definitely a weird controller. And the GameCube came out. This was definitely Nintendo's best controller in my opinion. Had the dual joysticks, had the L and R buttons, Z button, it had it all. Okay, however, something it didn't really have, but at that time it was fine because the Nintendo console was it didn't have two triggers on each side or pressable joysticks. So that's really all they needed to do, in my opinion. Just add in the other trigger on the side and make the joystick pressable. But no, they went with the new controller, the Pro controller for the Wii U. And I tell you right now, I hated that controller. It was so awkward having two joysticks up top. I know Sony's got two at the bottom, which is fine because you put your thumb down and up, it's easier. But up to down, not so much. The whole thing with one controller up and down is a lot better. That's what they have now on the Switch, and it's finally about time. Okay, I hope Nintendo just keeps this model and stops making new models every single console. Because again, back in the N64, the NES, the NES, sure it was fine then, it's innovation, but now they're taking it a step too far. But what's even worse is now they're putting the GameCube controllers to work with the Switch, and it's like, okay, I get that they're the most popular controls around, but wouldn't it have made more sense to just keep the GameCube controllers? Just instead of making new ones, just make the GameCube ones again. But again, just update them. Again, add the second Z button and make the joysticks pressable. That's all you gotta do. Because to me, the GameCube controller is the best one. And there are some games that, the whole layout with the buttons, like the PS4 and Xbox, it won't quite work the same way. But that's a bit of a different topic. So yes, Nintendo does make multiple controllers for every console, but I really think that this Pro controller for the Switch may be their last one. I hope it's the last one. So I'm gonna keep buying more and more controllers. Again, Microsoft and Sony, they just tweaked this just a little bit per console. They don't completely change the formula. Because again, the first one per console will be a bit different. And as gaming changes, so will this. But what I really want to see is Nintendo just bring back the GameCube controller and just update it to the modern era. Because that is my favorite controller of all time. The second being the Xbox 360 controller. The Xbox One, not so much. It's a little bit just weird in the hands. I don't care for it. But anyway, guys, that's been my thoughts on the Nintendo controllers, and, they keep changing all the time. Leave a comment, tell me what you think, guys. Like it if you liked it. I'll catch you in the next one.